I have spent thousands of hours on video games, sitting for days on end in front of the computer, eating junk food and playing. I've found so-called friendship and a sense of achievement in the gaming world. Video games have always been my tool for escaping reality. Every time I turn on the computer, I feel as if I become a superhero, able to right all the wrongs in the world, save every fallen soul, create a world-changing enterprise, and even find a beautiful woman to spend my life with. I spent over 5,000 hours on Fallout 4 during my time studying in Canada. I was deeply immersed in every open world, projecting all my desires into them. But the moment I turned off the computer, these illusions shattered like bubbles, leaving behind only unfinished assignment, a bloated belly, and an endless sense of emptiness. Since I moved to Canada in the middle school, video games have become a part of my life, arguably the closest part to my soul. They became my first refuge whenever I faced external setbacks because games are always within reach and have no boundaries. They could embrace all my insecurities and shame, and they allowed my lonely soul to find something to resonate with. The first Steam game I downloaded was Unturned, and from then on, I fell in love with open-world survival games. Even though my mother strictly controlled my computer time, she couldn't stop my near-obsessive addiction to games. In the world of Unturned, I spent days and nights building houses, hunting, gathering food, and fantasizing about one day playing online with a future friend to show them my achievements. Because outside of games, I could find nothing in real life that gave me a sense of accomplishment or anything worth bragging about to friends. Even my only friend at the time was also playing video games, so I made gaming my everything. During middle school, games became my coolest, most cutting-edge thing in my mind, and I made them the center of my life, obsessing over them day and night. In high school, I became addicted to the first-person shooter game Paladins. I spent nearly 3,000 hours on it. During one game, I encountered a small Twitch streamer and joined his stream. Through game after game, I received praise for my skills, something I had never experienced in real life. As a low self-esteem, sensitive high schooler who was afraid to socialize, being praised online by an adult gave me immense vanity. I mistakenly believed I could gain respect from others by continuously playing games. Despite using a 3-inch MacBook Air at the time, I played the game day and night despite the lag. Later, my parents got me a new computer, a 17-inch Alienware with an RTX 1070 graphics card. I was once again captivated by the gaming world, stunned by the new graphics and smoothness. It was then that I downloaded Fallout 4, a game that accompanied me throughout my youth. At that time, I didn't realize how many opportunities I missed to build connections in real life, meeting girls I liked, and paved the way for a future career I was passionate about. The achievements in the game made me even more isolated in real life, and this sense of disconnection increased my dependence on video games. During the 5,000 hours I spent on Fallout 4, I explored almost every detail, downloaded every mode, and fantasized about my life as if I were playing house. I had multiple wives, lived in a mansion, and defeated every enemy. I would edit every female character's outfit, personality, and physique, but in reality, I was too scared to look girls in the eye. I spent tens of hours building houses in the game, but gave up on learning basic knowledge about the architecture industry in real life. My fear of the unknown led me to lock myself in this virtual cage, sinking deeper and deeper. It was around that time I began to realize something was wrong. I started to feeling jealous of other people's success, feeling intense envy when I saw other guys with their girlfriends. This anger pushed me to start reflecting and learning. I gradually realized the limitations of games and their destructive impact on personal growth. But I was already in too deep to free myself from this mud hole. During my 4 years of university, I struggled a lot with my gaming addiction. Every time I started a game, I felt a surge of excitement and a sense of achievement. But every time I shut down the computer, I was left with an unbearable sense of loneliness and depression. I was trapped in this cycle, repeating it over and over again. I tried uninstalling games and deleting save files, but the next day I couldn't resist downloading them again. I was afraid of socializing, avoided pressure and the uncertainty of the future, and was constantly in the state of self-denial. I started with computer science, a major I wasn't interested in, and later switched to design, but I never had a clear understanding of myself. So, rather than trying to quit video games, I was repeatedly trying to find a true focus in life, but every attempt ended in failure, leading me back to the virtual world of gaming. At the time, I didn't realize that I wasn't truly addicted to games, but was instead repeatedly denying my value and my ability to overcome difficulties and improve myself after experiencing setbacks. I didn't believe I was worthy of a better future, and this limited belief repeatedly restrained my determination and will to pursue better things in life. And this mindset persisted until after I graduated and started working. As my experiences and vision expanded, I gradually began to see more things and started accepting the reality of society. I saw the harsh side of society and also saw the most realistic rules of value exchange. As more and more reality entered my consciousness, another kind of energy gradually grew within me. Anger. This was a force stronger than self-doubt and fear because I became aware of my abilities, goals, and life direction. And video games had become an obstacle on the road ahead, so I began to affirm my value. I started to feel increasingly angry about my degraded situation. At the same time, I was enjoying the reality of not being respected as a young person in society and experiencing rejections by women, repeated failures, and difficult experiences that fueled my inner anger. This ever-growing anger eventually reached the peak, giving me the motivation to overthrow all my previous addictions and allowing my rebellious spirit against my current situation to surpass everything else. I would no longer accept being the useless person I used to be, the one who was rejected, despised. I had to smile and endure it, the one who bowed and scrapped all day. I wanted to become stronger, to become as strong as possible, no matter the cost. It was then that I realized the way to overcome addiction is to constantly broaden your visions and knowledge, and continually explore your true inner voice. Your soul will never deceive you and will guide you through the darkest moments of your life, often leading you down a difficult path, but the one that leads to self-realization, true love, career success, and inner peace. I hope that when you find yourself trapped in addiction and unable to free yourself, you will spend more time exploring new things in life and sincerely listen to your inner voice, for that is the sign of your impending freedom.